హాయ్ ఫ్రెండ్స్, వెల్కమ్ టు హజారే సొల్యూషన్స్ యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్. ఫ్రెండ్స్, పార్ట్ 1లో పార్ట్ 2లో మీరు 10th క్లాస్ ఇండెక్స్ పేజీ విషయాలను తెలుసుకున్నారు. మరి ఇప్పుడు పార్ట్ 3లో 10th క్లాస్ సోషల్ ఇండెక్స్ పేజ్ని విషయాలను తెలుసుకుంటారు. మరి ఫ్రెండ్స్, మా ఛానల్ను మీరు వెంటనే సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేయండి, పక్కనే ఉన్న బెల్ ఐకాన్ని క్లిక్ చేయండి, లైక్ చేయండి, మీ మిత్రులకు షేర్ చేయండి. మీకు ఎటువంటి విషయాల వీడియోలు కావాలనో కామెంట్ బాక్స్లో సూచించండి. ఫ్రెండ్స్, మరొక విషయము, మీకు డిస్క్రిప్షన్ బాక్స్లో పార్ట్ 1, పార్ట్ 2 ఇండెక్స్ పేజీ విషయాల లింకులను నేను అక్కడ చేరుస్తున్నాను. మీరు అవసరమైతే అక్కడ నుండి పార్ట్ 1, పార్ట్ 2 విషయాలను తెలుసుకోవచ్చు. మరి ఫ్రెండ్స్, ఇప్పుడు 10th క్లాస్ సోషల్ ఇండెక్స్ పేజ్ విషయాలను మీరు తెలుసుకుంటారు.
Hello students, this is Sangameshwar working as a lecturer in Avijansh College of Commerce, Hyderabad. I am going to explain the contents of the social studies 10th class. Students, it has two parts, part 1 and part 2. Part 1 comprises geography and economics, whereas part 2 comprises history and civics. First chapter, India, relief features. In this lesson, we are going to discuss the basic structure of India or geographical structure of India, and also we are going to discuss about major relief features of India like Himalayas, mountains, plateaus, plains. So we are going to discuss about that, rivers and deserts also. So in this lesson we are going to discuss such information. And second chapter, ideas of development, which is related to economics, students. In that we are going to discuss the developmental goals of diversified people in the country or in the world, and also we are going to discuss about how to compare the different countries financial conditions, how to compare, and also we are going to discuss about GDP, life expectancy of the people of different countries, and development as a progress over time, and also we are going to discuss the comparison among the different states in India and different countries in the world. The third chapter is production and employment. In this lesson, we are going to discuss different sectors of economy like primary, secondary, tertiary sector, which is also called as service sector. And also we are going to discuss how to estimate the GDP. GDP is nothing but gross domestic product, national income. And also we are going to discuss some other information in this lesson like employment, the working life in India, also how the people are shifting from one sector to another sector, and what is organized and what is unorganized sectors in India. Fourth chapter, climate of India. Students, in this lesson we are going to discuss climate and weather, the main difference between climate and weather, and what are climographs, and also one of the important topic here we are going to discuss in this chapter, that is factors that influencing the climate and weather. Certain factors are there that contributes or plays a major role in influencing climate and weather, students. Apart from that, we are also going to discuss about monsoons like southwest monsoons, northeast monsoons, and how Indian agriculture is completely depends upon monsoons and traditional Indian seasons. And also one of the important and interesting topic we are going to discuss, that is global warming, the current issue, and anthropogenic global warming, which is made by the man, and impact of the climate change on India. So these are some important topics we are going to discuss in this chapter. Students, fifth chapter is Indian rivers and water resources. In this lesson we are going to discuss about Indian river system like Himalayan rivers and peninsular rivers, Tungabhadra river basin, and how Tungabhadra dam and river is facing problems at present. And also we are going to discuss about rational and equitable use of water, means how to save the water. Very important and very interesting topic, students. And also we are going to discuss about Hiware Bazaar, one of the village in Maharashtra, how they conserve the water in that Hiware Bazaar. So these are all topics to be discussed in 5th chapter. In 6th chapter, we are going to discuss about the population, how the population has increased when compared to one decade to another decade. We are going to discuss about the population, world population, Indian population, and what is meant by census, and also we are going to discuss about literacy rates in India, and also working population, the classification of the working population, as well as we are going to discuss about population density. In 7th chapter, we are going to discuss about settlements and migrations. In this, we are going to discuss about what is settlement, what is migration, under what circumstances people migrate from one place to another place, and why do the settlements change, and what type of places are formed as settlements. So we are going to discuss these all problems of the urbanization and aerotropolis, and also migration and types of migration like seasonal and temporary migrations. International migration means from one country to another country, how the people are migrating, and how the people are migrating rural to urban during particular seasons. What were the major reasons behind that? So we are going to discuss that all in this chapter. Eighth chapter is Rampur, a village economy. So eighth chapter is completely focused on a particular village, economical conditions of a Rampur village, how they are using the land, how they are giving more importance to agriculture, how is the land distribution in the Rampur village, okay, how the labor are working in the Rampur village, and also we are going to discuss about factors of production like land, labor, capital, organization, and technology, how these all are very important to produce a particular good. Not only that, non-farm activities, which are called non-farm activities. What are the non-farm activities in the Rampur village? We are going to discuss such information. Ninth chapter is globalization. What is globalization? What is privatization? What is liberalization? And which are called multinational companies, foreign trade, how the foreign trade has developed after 1990s. And also we are going to discuss about factors that enabled the globalization. So these we are going to discuss. And because of globalization, how the small producers are facing problems in India. Okay. So and struggle for the fair globalization. So these are the some very, very important topics which to be discussed in the globalization chapter. 10th chapter is food security, students. In the food security, we are going to discuss about food security, how the government is assuring the food security to the Indians, and availability of the food grains, availability of the food grains for the year, availability of the food grains per person per day. We are going to discuss that, and availability of other food items, access to food, and very important topic, students, that is public distribution system, how the government is implementing the public distribution system. So government is providing some essential goods to the people through public distribution system. So we are going to discuss that in this chapter. 11th chapter is a very important chapter, students, sustainable development with equity. In this sustainable development with equity topic or lesson, we are going to discuss the environment and development and functions of the environment, and also we are going to discuss people's rights over the environment, and also we are going to discuss about Chipko movement and towards sustainable development with equity. Mostly this lesson is focused on environment, how to conserve the environment, and how we spoil the environment, how we spoil the entire resources, how we exploited that resources. Because of that greater exploitment of the resources, how we are facing problems at present. We are going to discuss these all in this chapter. Students, part 2 comprises history and civics. 12th chapter, world between the world wars. In this chapter, we will discuss about the importance of the 20th century, why the 20th century is called as age of extremes, which type of incidents happened in the 20th century. Apart from that, we will discuss about causes of the First World War, causes of the Second World War, immediate causes of both world wars, and long-term causes of the both world wars, and League of Nations, how the League of Nations has formed as an international organization after First World War, how it is completely failed to control the countries. After that, how the Second World War occurred, and also we are going to discuss about the consequences of the both world wars, means results of the world wars. Apart from that, we will discuss about Russian Revolution and Great Economic Depression, which is taken place during 1929 and 39. During that decade, how the countries faced economical problems. These are all to be discussed in the 12th chapter. 13th chapter is National Liberation Movements in the Colonies. In this chapter, we will discuss the colonial experience of different countries like Asian, African, and Latin American countries. So, in this, we are going to discuss about China, two different phases, how the republican system has established in the China, and May 4th movement, the rise of Communist Party of China, and how the democratic system has set up in the China, and land reforms, very important topic, how they implemented the land reforms in the China. After completion of China, we will discuss about Nigeria, how the Britishers established colony in the Nigeria, how they redrawn the map of Nigeria, and finally how the Nigerians got independence from British colonial rule, and oil, environment, and politics in the Nigeria. We are going to discuss all this in this chapter. 14th chapter, National Movement in India, Partition and Independence. So this chapter is completely focused on Gandhian phase, which is one of the phase in the Indian national movement. The role of Mahatma Gandhi in Indian national movement. And also we are going to discuss about the Muslim League, Hindu Mahasabha and RSS, importance of that organizations, and the Pakistan resolution, how they demanded separate country, why they wanted to separate from India, the role of Muhammad Ali Jinnah in that context. And also we will discuss about the popular upsurge, means the great revolt. And also we are going to discuss about Muslim League and Congress negotiation for transfer of power after independence, and a partition of India, how the India has divided into Pakistan and India. After the division, what happened in India, the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi, why Gandhi was assassinated by Nathuram Godse. After that, we will discuss about integration of the states and the role of Sardar Patel in the integration of the states. More than 550 native provinces joined with Indian Union, with a great role played by the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, who was the first Home Minister of India. So we are going to discuss all this in this chapter. 15th chapter, the making of independent India's constitution. In this we are going to discuss about the Constituent Assembly, the role of Constituent Assembly in the formulation of Indian Constitution, and also we are going to discuss about drafting committee, the role of drafting committee in the formulation of the Constitution, and Ambedkar played as a chairman of drafting committee, and Dr. Rajendra Prasad played as the chairman of Constituent Assembly. We are going to discuss all that information and the making of Indian Constitution, and also we are going to discuss about parliamentary system, why we had adopted parliamentary system, what is the difference between parliamentary system and presidential system, how we are implementing federal system in India, the difference between federal system and unitary system, and also we are going to discuss about debates on fundamental rights in the sessions of the Constituent Assembly, construction and social engineering. In that topic, we will discuss how the Constitution given more importance to SCs and STs, and how it provided reservations to them, what is the reason behind that, and also we will discuss about the Constitution. 16th chapter, the election process in India. So in this lesson, we will discuss the election system in India and Election Commission of India, and when the Election Commission came into existence, and the powers and functions of Election Commission, what is the role of Chief Election Commissioner in the Election Commission, and we will discuss about code of conduct during the time of elections, and who is returning officer, who is presiding officer, and also we will discuss about ruling party at the time of elections and conduct of elections at various levels, and what is EMIs and voting mechanism, and also we will discuss about general elections, midterm elections, by-elections, and what is nota and postal ballot. We will discuss all this in this chapter. 17th chapter, Independent India, the first 30 years, 1947 to 1977. In this chapter, we are going to discuss about the first general elections, how the first general elections were conducted by the Election Commission of India, what kind of problems faced by Election Commission of India during the time of first general elections, how they allocated symbols at the time of first general elections. After that, we will discuss about one-party dominance in the political system, how the Congress played a dominant role in the Indian politics up to 1977 and demand for state reorganization. And also we will discuss about State Reorganization Act 1956, social and economic change during that period, foreign rule and wars, anti-Hindi agitation in Tamil Nadu, and also we will discuss about Bangladesh war and emergency period. We will discuss about that topic. These are the main topics to be discussed in this chapter, students. 18th chapter, emergence of political trends or emerging political trends, 1977 to 2000. In this chapter, we will discuss about return of democracy after emergency and 1977 election and the end of the emergency. Emergency is nothing but here national emergency. What is president role, which is nothing but 356 article, and how the regional parties are emerged, how the regional parties are playing a crucial role in the Indian politics after 1977. And also we will discuss about Andhra Pradesh and establishment of Telugu Desam Party and importance of the N.T. Ramarao. After that we will discuss about Assam movement and reasons behind the Assam movement, and later we will discuss about Punjab agitation. After that we will discuss about new initiatives during the time of Rajiv Gandhi period, and later we will discuss about the era of coalition politics, especially the coalition politics were started in 1989. What were the main reasons behind emergence of coalition politics in India? And also we will discuss about new industrial policy or new economic policy during the time of P.V. Narasimha Rao. So these are the some important topics to be discussed in this lesson, students. 19th chapter, post-war world and India. In this we will discuss how was the world after completion of the both world wars, impact of the world wars over the world. Later we will discuss about United Nations organization, one of the international organization which has formed after Second World War. In this we will discuss about the organs of UNO and the specialized agencies of UNO and role of UNO in maintaining peace in the world. Later we will discuss about Cold War, which is taken place between USA and USSR from 1945 to 1991. Later we will discuss about non-alignment movement. After we will discuss an interesting topic, that is West Asian conflicts, like a conflict between Israel and Palestine. Later we will discuss about India and its neighbors and the relationship between India and China and India and Pakistan and India and Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. Chapter 20, social movements in our times. In this we will discuss about civil rights and civil rights movements in USA and some other countries, human rights movements in the USSR, anti-nuclear and anti-war movements, globalization, marginalized people and environmental movements, Greenpeace movement, very important it is, and Bhopal gas disaster which is taken place in India, environmental movements, and also we will discuss about social mobilization on human rights. 21st chapter is a very important chapter, that is movement for the formation of Telangana state. What are the main reasons behind the Telangana movement? In this we will discuss about gentleman's agreement. What are the main important points are mentioned in the gentleman's agreement, and 1969 Telangana agitation and growing discontent in Telangana, and also we will discuss about movements in 1990s and the role of KCR in Telangana movement, establishment of Telangana Rashtra Samiti, and also we will discuss about achievement of Telangana.
ఫ్రెండ్స్, మీరు పార్ట్ 3లో 10th క్లాస్ సోషల్ ఇండెక్స్ పేజ్ విషయాలను తెలుసుకున్నారు. ఫ్రెండ్స్, మరి మీకు ఇండెక్స్ పేజ్ విషయాలలో ఏ సబ్జెక్టు బాగా నచ్చిందో మాకు కామెంట్ బాక్స్లో తెలియజేయండి. అదేవిధంగా మీ మిత్రులకు వీడియోను షేర్ చేయండి. ఫ్రెండ్స్, థ్యాంక్ యూ ఫర్ వాచింగ్ దిస్ వీడియో.